Zambia loses possession. Toe end in from Mamadou Ndiaye. And that long ball looking for one of the Yatabares.
Period of this game, Will Marley scored a good goal. Ivory Coast haven't really troubled them too much. Now I've seen what Ivory Coast have got in terms of their system, how they're going to play, and they've adjusted well, Marley.
Here's Aurier. Kolo Touré back for Serge Aurier. Yaya Touré in there. Century of caps in sight for Yaya Touré, who's 31. It's his 93rd appearance for Ivory Coast today. Canon, the other end of his international career, 10 years Touré's junior. Screaming instruction to this player there. Vrenard.
I'm not sure that would inspire you, would it?
And that's a clumsy challenge on Tierney. Really no need to make that kind of challenge in that kind of area. Diakite knows it.
He's got no chance with the ball. Yes, he puts his arms out by his side, but he's gone straight into the back. And Tierney, who's going to take this free kick and hopefully whip it into a dangerous area. Going to try and somehow get Koulibaly out the way. He's the good header of the ball.
Sent in by Tierney. Just too many white shirts there. Diamande sweeps it back into the mixer. Where's that going to drop? Sliced wildly there by Koulibaly. Drops again for Tierney. Sends it in again. Another deep cross. Bunny back across. And it's volleyed wide by Seydou Doumbia. First sight of goal for he or any of his colleagues, really.
Yeah, good header back from Boney. Couldn't go for goal himself, so just headed it back in towards Doumbia. I think he hits him on the shin in the end. There's where Yatabares gets his injury. Here's the cross. It's a decent one. Good header from Boney. I think it comes off his shin. Doesn't quite wrap his foot round it. Running a bit too quickly.
So, Ivory Coast continue to trail Mali here. 6-minute goal and a fantastic effort on the half volley by Bakary Sarko here. Chance Mali feeling good about the position in Group D. But the trend in Nations Cup encounters between these two nations. Diamande did wrong there. Ivory Coast know this venue well. They played their first 4 matches here in the 2012 Nations Cup. It was in Libreville where they beat Mali in the semi.
I've rarely seen TNA play as a left wing back. There's Gervinho. Not looking too happy with the situation. Unsurprisingly, his team are 1-0 down. He's going to miss the next 2 games for what was a silly reaction to having his foot stamped upon.
Lashed out at Naby Keita, didn't he? And it's the kind of retaliatory gesture that always gets heavily punished. And his goal proved the difference between these two in the semi 3 years ago. For frustrated onlooker. With the pressure on the last man. Mali dealing with the situation, but not for long. It's going to be an Ivory Coast throw. Cannot. Again, come on. Pressure here from two Mali players. Yatabare's breathing down his neck.
Yeah, not good play from the Ivory Coast. Square passing, backwards passing, inviting pressure. There again, trying to play in too tight an area.
Saying earlier about being shouted at. Would you have appreciated that in your playing days?
Never did anything wrong.
Ha! He got the best out of his team in 2012. That was an extraordinary success.
His last job at Sochaux took them down last year. Quite so good from him.
Seems that a lot of these experienced journeyman coaches kind of live for the Nations Cup. Just get an opportunity to go at it with some of the smaller African nations. Not without Ivory Coast, of course, who are a small African nation, but he's done the rounds, Hervé Renard. Can't deny him this opportunity. Took over from Sabri Lamouchi after the World Cup. Now, Touré wants more options. Back with Yaya Touré. Worked it short. They will have to be switched here. Tiote did well. Aurier as a player in support. Still going, Aurier. Traffic around him, does well to set up Tiote. First time ball into the area. Wasn't really so sure about where he was trying to send that, Chick Tiote.
Disappointing because they had players in the box. The Ivory Coast didn't make the most of the situation. He's getting angrier by the minute. His trademark white shirt. There he goes. How to motivate your players. There is the challenge from Diamonde.
Boni, good strong turn there. Aurier, Doumbia is in the middle. Tries to cut it back, and Doumbia took it away from TNA, regained his footing. Diamonde. And then Touré, looking like the best break of the match thus far for Ivory Coast. And the flag is up as the cheers catch in the throats. And Ivory Coast just struggling to get going in this competition, full stop.
He is just offside when the ball was played, but that was a good opportunity when they got down that right-hand side. Good link-up play from Boni. Good movement from Doumbia. Just miscontrolled it when it came to him. And then TNA slipped over. Aurier has caused problems down that right-hand side, the right wing-back. Just getting a 2v1 at times on that far side when the centre-forward drifts out. Max Gradle.
Diamonde's clubmate from Saint-Etienne. There's Yatabare. Keita. It over the top for Mustafa Yatabare. Sambu Yatabare moves into the middle. Sarko's up there as well. Clipped over by Keita. A volleyed cross towards Yatabare.
Done very well to get that on target. He wrapped his foot round that, I'm not quite sure.
There's Yaya Toure. Flick on to Wilfried Bony. And Bony, oh, he's done well there and was impeded, certainly, but to what extent?
Great skill. Played the ball forward, header from Doumbia into Bony. Brilliant skill. Well, it has to be a penalty.
Well, that was my first reaction as well.
There's a nutmeg here. There's the nutmeg with a brilliant bit of skill, and he dives in front of him. It has to be a penalty.
It might have been unfortunate, Moluagwe, the way he stumbles there, but what are you going to say? Wilfried Bony was in on goal, was unfairly impeded. Moroccan referee was lenient there for Mali. Here comes Toure. Sends that right into the mixer. Good, strong header there by Kolo Toure. And Diakite got his hand to it. Well, they nearly had an equaliser anyway.
Good delivery from Yaya Toure into the box. Kolo Toure, not known for his goal-scoring feats. Just got across the front of his defender, just straight at the goalkeeper. Well, there's a bit of movement going on in the box. There was a block. That's why Kolo Toure had the space. He dragged his man down to the ground here. Just missed it on that replay. Referee didn't see it. What a good save. Just gets his hands up in time, Diakite. Diakite, Idrissa Diakite, that was marking Kolo Toure at that set play. There was a bit of movement, and then Kolo Toure just knocked him to the ground.
Has 7 goals for his country down the years in those 114 appearances.
See, there was the look at it here. Kolo Toure grabs him to the ground, but then he's up on his feet, sees a good opportunity to score. Well, there would have been controversy had that one gone in.
All came about because of a good, slick opening by Wilfried Bony.
To start with, Kolo was actually trying to block. He didn't want to actually be on the end of it, but when he turned around and realised that he was still in a good position. Haven't seen enough of Caterham on the ball.
A wonderful year with the Olympic team in 2004, Mali. The goalkeeper was in that group, Tambora, Idrissa Diakite, Keita. The Athens Olympics, they got to the quarter-final, and it's been the backbone of the side ever since. Good solid tournament team, but you're never confident that they're going to go on and win it, Mali. Tierney. Oh, that's an excellent ball across, and it's tucked wide by Doumbia. Don't think it would have mattered. Drifted through. They saw the flag, the Mali defenders.
Great little ball from Tierney. When the ball's played, he's not offside. He's nowhere near being offside. And up goes the flag. It's a poor decision by the assistant referee. Yes, he misses it. But here's the other one. Nutmeg. He dives in front of him. Oh, who's he going to have a go at here? Just keeps his cool.
He's right on the edge there, it seems, Renard. There are plenty of things that not to his liking in the opening 36 minutes. You see the frustration down there. You don't know what individual instructions have been given to players in the week, and then the moment they step over the white line on the Saturday, kind of discount everything they've been told. I wonder if coaches get frustrated. There's Yatabare. It's fair to say he's doing exactly what Kasper Jack would have asked of him so far. 17 is Ndiaye. Player still down. To his feet now. Sarko looks for it. Really well to turn it back across too. No one quite anticipated it. Toure. Might be room for Ivory Coast here. Aurier. Looks for Bony. Headed down for Tambora. Tidily defended by Mali. Ndiaye. And Tambora. That was unlucky.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball back. He's always under a bit of pressure. That's a good game we got now. Oh, they haven't had too much of the ball since they went 1-0 up. That brilliant goal on Sacco. What it has meant, Ivory Coast have had to come out and play at a higher tempo than they were doing up to that point. Still playing with the three at the back. Two wing backs, Yaya Toure is the holder, two midfield players either side of him, and then a front two of Boni and Doumbia.
Here is Yaya Toure. Chiktiote. Mali are working hard here. Good pressing on the ball. Diakite. Yatabare. He's giving it away. It's a little bit stop-start. Sambu Yatabare is clutching that right ankle. Dare I suggest we're going to be seeing a good bit of this. An opportunity to just spoil and disrupt the rhythm and frustrate, ultimately, the Ivory Coast.
The ball was just there to be won, and he kicks the heel almost, or the Achilles. There's going to be a substitution early on in the game. Monde must have a problem to come off this early.
And it's his colleague from Saint-Etienne here, Max Gradel, wearing 15. We did wonder whether he'd be a candidate to come in ahead of Gervinho at the start.
What we will have to see is how the team shape is going to change here, because Gradel came on with instructions. Maybe that's just a tactical change from Renard.
Earning his corn in this competition, Renard.
Well, here's an interesting one. They're saying this is a back pass. He flicked it up and then headed it to himself. Well, the players are saying this should be okay because it was headed back to the goalkeeper.
Bertrand Bailey's at the centre of it here. The referee, to be fair to him, was right on it. It is a back pass in everything but name, isn't it?
If you head it back, it's okay.
Well, that's an interesting one. He is applying.
Well, I'm with the players in the interpretation of this rule. It doesn't matter whether you flick it up for yourself. If it's headed back to the goalkeeper, it's headed back. The referee sees it a different way.
Well, it's all down to the letter of the law here. He's used that effectively as a back pass, which many will be unhappy about. Our Moroccan referee here. Clearly a header back to Kabohu. But the referee's decision that is the important one. We're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half at the Estadio de Malabo.
Well, if this goes in, we're going to see a lot of arguing from the Ivory Coast players. I think we'll see Renard on the side of the field go absolutely mad. Big moment in the game here. Ivory Coast already 1-0 down. I think everything's going against them. Can Mali take a 2-0 lead going into half-time here? Keita, Sacco, both got good left foots. Big discussion. Keita's going to dictate what happens. May not mean that he's taking it.
Just inside the area. Sacco there. Keita has set himself. Tabare's going to lay it off by the looks of things. Yeah, there it is. You waste magic spray, which cuts out all of this. Jockeying over position at free kicks.
You put the spray down, but it faded before they got ready to take it. Now he's pushing them back again, but the Mali player doesn't have to be back there. He can be as close as he likes to the ball.
Played off for Sacco. And he gave it everything. But there were enough orange shirts in the way, and after all that build-up, nothing for Mali.
Well, by the time the ball got played square, he ran onto it. Ivory Coast players are right on top of him.
Swept in by Keita. Toure away, and the follow-up header drifts way over the top. Ivory Coast see their Nations Cup hopes on the line here in Malabo. They trail to Bakary Sarko's super 7th-minute opener. Could be history for Mali. So much as a draw against Ivory Coast in the Nations Cup.
Don't really see any change in the tactics. Rador has come on. Looks like he might be playing a little bit wider. See number 15 on the... Almost in the middle of your picture now.
Touch off by Doumbia. Bony. There's Doumbia. The idea was right. Bony dropped deep, threaded it through. Pass wasn't accurate though.
Maybe they've gone to a 3-4-3. Here's the goalkeeper put under a bit of pressure. Bohu. From Barry.
Indeed. Sewe Sport in his homeland.
There they are. 3-4-3 for Ivory Coast. Oh, and another decision gone against the men in orange. They think it's going against them. He can keep smiling, the referee. He's taking no nonsense.
Turning into a frustrating Nations Cup for Ivory Coast. Toure and the coach Renard just not happening for them. Out on the pitch here, where you have to say they were hard done by when Bonnie should have been awarded a penalty. So, the last minute of the 45 here. Mali attacking. Keita flips it through for Sambu Yatabare with Wilfried Bony, 3 white shirts around him, pulled up, gets on with it quickly, does Bony. It's Yaya Toure. New club mate, of course, is Wilfried Cannon. Tiote, good first touch that. Pass not so good. Here's Bakary Sarko turning inside. Still there with it. Sarko, a bit ungainly. There's Toure. Tierney. Swings it across. Overlapping player. Cross it comes towards Doumbia and Bony, who were both there but cut out by Wagwe.
Well, they had players in the box. They had an overlapping run. Gradle chooses not to go with that one. He hits the defender. There was 2 players this side of Wagwe. Well, they've certainly dominated possession, Ivory Coast, since that goal. You still sense that Mali can be a threat on the counter with the pace of Yatabare, the power of Sako down the left-hand side, and of course the other brother, Sambu Yatabare.
Cannon sends that through the middle. Doumbia beaten to it by Koulibaly. They're really going to have to dig in here, Ivory Coast, if they want to deny Mali something. You never expect anything too exciting from Mali, do you? You just know what you're going to get. Physical, committed performance by...
Once again, the decision doesn't go their way. Tambura up against Aurier, sliding into the challenge here.
Aurier has looked to get forward as much as possible down that right flank for Ivory Coast. But there will be a lot of can-do-betters from Hervé Renard during the half-time team talk, he sense.
Having seen him on the side of the field, I'm not sure he's going to say it quite as politely as that.
Well, that's for sure.
There's the man that separates the teams, and what a goal it was. Great to see that again at half-time. The technique, the ability to keep the ball down on the half volley.
And that is half-time here in Malabo in Group D of the Nations Cup. Food for thought for Hervé Renard, because his Ivory Coast team, without Gervinho today, trail by a goal to nil. Back